Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, Shabbat Shalom.
How's everybody doing?
Amazing.
Thumbs up. Good. I love the energy in here tonight. We're so happy to be here with you on Shabbat, with our congregation, with 2239, our group for people who are 22 to 39. I know that we have a little tradition here on the Shabbats of 2239 where we do just like slight hazing. I would say like really mild hazing.
Very small.
Very small.
Yeah.
Where we ask you to, if you're brand new to 2239 or I guess to Washington Hebrew, if you'd like to stand up and introduce yourself and just say where you're from.
Yeah, if you're new to Washington, if this is your first time here.
I think you created this, so you go ahead and help us.
So as we say, if you're new, please rise.
First time.
First time here. Any first timers here?
Oh, we got
fantastic.
Some people. Yay.
We got a 1. We got a 2. So we'll start with you. Name and where you're from.
I'm Joe. So it's my first time in 2039, but I actually grew up in this synagogue.
Amazing.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Yeah.
We're the Zimmermans from Kansas City, and we're here from Micah.
Mazel.
Lovely.
Mazel. Beautiful.
Wonderful. I saw a kid, but the kid put his hand up.
All right,
okay, wonderful. Well, I'm Rabbi Rachel Schmelkin. I am joined on the Bima by Rabbi Aaron Miller and Cantor Susan Bortnick. And Cantor Bortnick's going to tell us about our musicians.
Absolutely. So tonight we are joined on the Bima with clarinet and flute with Seth Keibel and percussion, Joey Antico.
Great.
And we thank them for joining us this evening.
All right, so did you all know there was an earthquake today?
Yes.
There was an earthquake today, which is
Anybody feel it?
crazy. So Rabbi Schmelkin and I, no, okay, well, come on back for us, for just a second.
Wait, you don't know the question yet.
Yeah, so we're going to ask you a question, but in just a minute. So, there was an earthquake.
Yeah.
So the last time there was an earthquake here in D.C., at least someone that people felt, was August 23rd, 2011. So here's what I want you to do.
Remember.
I'm sorry?
I remember.
Yeah, so I want you to turn to someone sitting next to you. I want you to share your name. I like to say where you were before you got here tonight. So name where you were coming from before you came to Washington Hebrew, and where you were on August 23rd, 2011.
I know.
All right, or where you may have been,
That's fine. Yep. And I was. 2011. Yikes.
So we begin our service this evening on page 12 as we join together in Lechun Ranana. Let us join together our voices singing this song. We join together. Lechun
bottom of the page. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu.
Ki
moment, we are going to sing Lechato D, and I'm going to invite us to take a really nice deep breath right now. I don't get to take a lot of regular deep breaths in my house. I take a lot of Paw Patrol breaths and Yoda breaths and Spider-Man, Spidey Kid breaths. So let's take one more regular breath to welcome in Shabbat, to ready ourselves to sing these words, to sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, and to rise and greet the Shabbat bride on verse 9. And we'll sing it all together. We're on page 20.
seat for just a moment. Page 22 at the bottom of the page. We'll continue with Tzaddik Katamar. The righteous bloom like a date palm. They thrive like a cedar in Lebanon.
Tzaddik Katamar yifrach kerez Lebanon yizeh shetuim b'veit Adonai Benatzrut Eloheinu yafrichu od yenun meseva deshenim verananim
We rise on page 28 for the Baruch Hu. So I'm going to share a couple of poems tonight from this book, Morning, Noon, and Night, written by one of my colleagues, Rabbi Evan Schultz. And these poems have been resonating with me since I bought the book, and actually since he started first posting these poems on Facebook about a year ago. And And this first one, I'm going to read before our prayer for creation, because I think it actually has a lot to do with creation and speaks to what the theme of this part of our service is. And it's called Afternoon Snack. I know we're not in the afternoon, we're in the evening, but afternoon snack. We are tired. Legs, hands, eyes, ears, heart, soul, mind, spirit. Of course we are. We are recreating a universe while holding on to the existing one. Close our eyes, listen, breathe, pause, mute everything except our favorite song. Be, nourish, open our eyes, look around. We are recreating a universe while holding on to the existing one. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. We continue with Ahavat Olam on page 32.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta. Ahavat Olam, Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta. Aben Adonai Eloheinu, Meshobeinu v'kumeinu, Nasiach b'chukecha, v'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha, le'olam ahavat olam. Beit Yisrael, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta. When we lie down, when we rise up, this joy will last forever. When we lie down, when we rise up, this joy will last forever. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto le'olam va'ed.
We can be seated.
As we take our seats, we turn to page 36 and join together in the chanting of Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'dvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam v'shivtecha beitecha uvlechtecha b'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובישעריך, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
In just a moment, we're going to continue on page 40 with Mi Chamocha. And as we do, we have this opening line. Who is like you, O God? Who is like you among the gods that are worshipped? What is like this holy experience that we are joining together in today? What is like this moment? This is a time that is special, that is unique, that can't be replicated by Soul Cycle, that can't be replicated by politics, that can't be captured by the news cycle. This is something that we join together that is unique and special and irreplaceable, and that's why we are here. That's why you are here. When we say that there's nothing else like God, there's nothing else like this moment of Shabbat, that's why our chapel's full tonight. That's why you're here. And so we celebrate in this moment of freedom, separating from out there so we can bring in this space here tonight.
So one more poem for you before we get to Hashkivenu on page 42, which you can turn to now if you'd like. It's called The Empty Chair, and this one touched me really deeply when I read it, and I hope it will for you too. The Sabbath gently knocks on the door. Most weeks she brings peace. Tonight her hands are empty, tired, and bare. May I rest in one of these empty chairs, she cries. Those are reserved for hope. I reply, but you can rest in my arms, dear Sabbath, because right now we all long to just be held, especially you, dear Sabbath. And tomorrow, when I let you go, I pray you are reunited with peace. So as we sing these words of Hashkivenu, I pray that we all feel a shelter of peace over us, and that all of us will know this feeling of being held by someone who loves us.
Hashkivenu. together. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Behamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Save us. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred. Shield us from hatred, sorrow and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim, lechaim,
We continue with our prayer for Shabbat on page 44.
Mishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asor et HaShabbat, l'dorot ha'merit olam. Mishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asor et HaShabbat, l'dorot ha'merit olam. Meniu b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. Meniu b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. Mishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asor et HaShabbat, l'dorot ha'merit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asor et HaShabbat, l'dorot ha'merit olam. U'bayom ha'shvi'i Shabbat vayinapash. U'bayom ha'shvi'i Shabbat vayinapash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asor et HaShabbat, l'dorot ha'merit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asor et HaShabbat, l'dorot ha'merit olam. L'dorot ha'merit olam. L'dorot ha'merit olam. We rise as we turn to page 46. We'll chant the first three verses together, the first three prayers together between 48 and 52, and then, as is the custom for when we have Metro Minyan here, we will join after that in our private prayers, and you may be seated when you are completed with your prayers. We join together. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rab Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Mech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Mido Melach, Melech Memit U'Mechaye, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, B'Ne'eman Atah L'Chayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol, Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Yehalelucha Selah, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Return to page 259 for a prayer for Israel. And I'll invite you, if you'd like, to say it with me on the bottom of the page. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
This time in our service, we know that there is so much joy in this room, and also such need of healing here and certainly around the world. And so as we turn our thoughts to those in need of healing, we also know that healing comes in so many forms, and that to pray for healing is certainly beyond just the physical healing that many of us pray for, but the many ways that people turn to us and turn to those they love, seeking that healing as well. And so if there is someone who you are thinking about at this time who is in need of that healing, who comes to your heart, I invite you to share their name out loud or elevate it in some way as my eyes meet yours. Page 253. We join together in the middle of the page, Mishaberach.
We hold a lot of things all at once, and sometimes we feel pain at the same time as joy, and sometimes we're in a place of only pain, and sometimes we're in a place of only joy. And wherever you are tonight, we're together as a community, and we want to hear some of the wonderful, joyous things that have happened in your life over the last week. It doesn't have to be the biggest thing in the world, but something that is worth it for you to say out loud for our community to hear. Yes?
Greg did his conversion today.
Hey,
oh, mazel tov. So I'm just going to repeat, Greg did his conversion today.
And he crushed it.
And he crushed it. And we're so lucky when people like Greg decide to join the Jewish people.
I proposed and she said yes.
Oh, an engagement.
Mazel tov.
Oh, and I forgot. After we say these things, we want to say Modim Anachnu Lach.
Modim.
So we'll double Modim Anachnu Lach. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
We are grateful. That's what that means.
That means that we are grateful. Yes. Oh, Frank.
We had family reunion to remember someone on Sunday. It was a nice family reunion. Lunch and we remember.
For
Wonderful.
family reunion.
A big family reunion. Modim Anachnu Lach.
La.
Oh, over here.
My son turned 14 today.
Happy 14th birthday.
He's 14-year-old celebrating with us.
Yes.
Yes.
I like you.
Modim
If we had only known, we would have had a
Anachnu Lach. We have time. Maybe one more. Oh, way in the back. Your daughter is visiting.
Visiting. Good.
For family visiting. Modim
Modim
Anachnu Lach. We have a blessing that we say that I do. I have it right in front of me. We're going to say it together on page 59. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulecha na'ed lehodot.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Rare is the Miller family ski trip that does not end with a visit to the Down Mountain Emergency Clinic. We've been skiing since I was little. And when I turned 14 years old, I entered into a stage that my colleagues know is called the vain attempt to get a girlfriend stage. And I switched from skiing to snowboarding. And I realized in these years of snowboarding, decades of snowboarding, anybody here snowboard? It's a young man's game. Okay, good, hands down, right? And I realized it is a young man's game because I kept on, as I got older, like especially out of adolescence, I kept on like pulling things and tweaking things and straining things and breaking things, right? Cantor knows, right? And so the past 2 times I snowboarded, I yielded 3 surgeries. And so I swore about 7 years ago, I'm never getting on a snowboard again. And then I had kids, and they really wanted to go skiing. And we have a cousin who has a house out in Utah near some beautiful mountains. So this year, we didn't have a choice. We went. The way I rationalized getting back on the mountain is I wasn't going to snowboard, I was going to ski. Of course, that's going to work. So I strap on my skis. I'm an A+ mediocre skier. And I'm going down the mountain, one of the hardest greens you've ever seen. And I'm doing this gnarly trick called turning right. And as I'm turning right, well they're right, yeah. As I'm turning right, my ski slips out, my binding pops, and so does my knee. And so I make it down to the emergency clinic. They give us punch cards. And as I'm waiting for the x-rays to come back, I'm thinking, what kind of sport has an emergency clinic at the bottom of every mountain? Right. This is not a sport. This is playing with fire because it's not if you're a Miller, it is when you need an x-ray. Yes. So this week's Torah portion, we have a literal playing with fire Torah portion. It's a serious Torah portion. It's a very challenging Torah portion. We have Parshat Shmini, where we have Aaron, not me, but the first high priest. We have Aaron, the high priest, and his sons, who spend the first chapter of Parshat Shmini making a bunch of offerings. Now, you know if an offering works if God's fire comes down and takes it. That's how you know it works. And so all these offerings work. How do we know? God's fire comes down and takes it. And Aaron's sons, this is like me getting like a B on an algebra test instead of a C, D, or F. Aaron's sons are ecstatic, right? They did not expect this to work. And 2 of Aaron's sons give an offering, an unsanctioned offering. And instead of divine fire coming down and taking their offering, divine fire comes down and takes their lives. This is a very difficult Torah portion. It's a very difficult Torah portion. Now, after this horrible instance happens, a few verses later, we have a commandment that on the face of it does not make a lot of sense. God speaks to Aaron and his sons and says 2 things. The first is, do not come drunk or intoxicated when you enter the tent of meeting, which is a very strange response that God might have to Aaron's sons. Now, our rabbis talk a lot about the first part. Don't lead services drunk. right? That's good for us, right? So that open bar is for you guys. It's not for us. We wait till after. We wait till after. But that next line, when you enter the tent of meeting, when you enter the tent of meeting, to Aaron's surviving sons, how could God assume that Aaron and his sons would ever go back to the tent of meeting? This was a place that was holy, but is now, it's full of pain and grief and loss and fear. And notice, God does not command them to go back. God could have commanded them to go back. God knows that it is not if, but when they will return. Now, I'd understand if Aaron's sons never wanted to go back. I would understand if Aaron never wanted to go back, because you and I each have our own tent of meeting in a way. And I'll tell this to you. If you were to tell me something that you are afraid of, even though I don't know all of you and I don't know all of your stories, if you were to tell me something that you were afraid of, I could give you a pretty accurate description of something that has happened in your past. Most fears are not innate. Most fears you learn. Someone taught you to be afraid. Something in your life taught you to fear. Most fears you have learned over your lifetime. So tell me what you're afraid of. I'll tell you what's happened in your life. And that's not me. Any of us could do this, because most fears are not you're born with. Most fears are not innate. Most fears you've learned over time. So tell me about your fears, and I will tell you about your past, because you learned to be afraid. You learned it. Now, there's a term for this. It's actually a German term. It's called, I had to look it up, Einstellung effect. Everybody say that with me, Einstellung effect. The Einstellung effect is your impaired ability to solve future problems because of previous expertise. Your decreased ability to solve a novel problem because you know too much. Now in DC, this doesn't usually register, because we like experts, right? We like people who know what they're talking about, and sometimes people do. But there's a risk. There's a risk to knowing too much. I learned this as a little guy. I had the misfortune of going to a friend's house. I was about 4 years old. So I'm dating myself now. I was 4 years old, and his older brother just got a VHS of a movie that just come out about a very big and hungry shark. And I'm going to spare the details because my kids are here. But he said, hey, come on, watch the opening scene. So my friend Kyle and I are standing there with our jaws dropped to the ground. We see the ocean. Do you know what I'm talking about? We see the banana boat. We hear the music. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And then the shark comes out, and my soul leaves my body. I have never in my life, and I've been scared before, I've never in my life been more terrified of that moment than that moment. Now, the compounding problem is I learned how to read at a pretty young age. And so my coping mechanism was to learn as much about sharks as I possibly could, because I had to keep myself safe. Right, now the other problem is I lived in California, right along the coast. And so my parents, we would go to the beach every week, every couple of weeks. We'd spend a lot of time at the ocean. Not me. So all my friends, suckers, they didn't know what they were talking about. They would go in the water. I'd go right up to the edge. I didn't put my toe in the water for months, for a really long time, because I knew in all of the reading that I read about sharks, that sharks live in salt water, right? So solution, don't go in salt water. Now, the good news is we had a swimming pool at my house, so I still got to splash around in the water and get the water time until I read the most cursed footnote I've ever seen in a kid's book. It was a page on sharks that are dangerous to humans. And it said, did you know? I didn't. Did you know that great whites are not the most dangerous sharks in the world? Did you know this? Do you know what it is? Not tiger sharks. Other animal. Bull sharks. A bull shark. You're like, oh, I've never heard of a bull shark before. I should stay away from those. Good thing I don't go in the ocean. And then there's a footnote, like the little asterisk, and the footnote at the bottom says fun fact. Now, this was not a fun fact. This fun fact ruined my life for months, because the fun fact about bull sharks is that they can also live, it said, in fresh water. So all of a sudden, not only could I not go in oceans, but I couldn't go in lakes, I couldn't go in rivers, I couldn't go in ponds, I couldn't go in puddles, I couldn't go in my swimming pool. Because what would happen if a blue shark came and gobbled me up, right? Kid logic, but you get the idea. So I'd actually jump off the diving board to the side and climb out the ladder really quickly before the bull shark could get me. That's what happens, though, when you are not 5 and you know too much. That's what happens when you have too much expertise, when you have too much knowledge. Something taught you to be afraid. You become an expert, each of us have, on the things that terrify you. So let me ask you a question. What do you know too much about? What do you know too much about? Now, if Aaron were here, the high priest, he would say, you know what? You know what I know too much about now in this week's Parsha? That tent of meeting. I didn't know it could be a place that hurt. But that's the thing about holy things. They hurt. Every holy thing in life will hurt you at some point. It is not if, it's a when. Talk to anybody who's dated. Talk to anybody who's married. Talk to anybody who's raised kids. Talk to anybody who has anything holy in your life. It is going to hurt you at some point. The question is, what lesson do you learn from that? What expertise do you gain from that pain? Now, you could, and sometimes people do this, it's tragic, protect yourself. Build a moat of safety around yourself so it's you on that island of safety, but when you are stuck there by yourself, you're locked in place. You cannot move. You can create an island of safety around you where nothing can hurt you and nothing can touch you, and then nothing good comes in too. So do you want to be safe? Do you want to be safe? Or do you want to be free? And that's not just our question tonight. That is the question that defines the Jewish experience. Because as we enter into the Passover season, it's not a story of staying safe. If we wanted a story of staying safe, we would have stayed in the Promised Land. We would have stayed in the Garden of Eden, right? But the story of Passover is one where we journey towards freedom, as terrifying as that freedom might be. So do you want to be safe on an island of your own making? Or do you want to be free? Now, there's a quote from one of my favorite books, Untethered Soul, by Michael Singer. And one of the things that he writes is that you are the only one who can take freedom away from you. And you are the only one who can give it back. You are the only one who can take freedom away from you. And you are the only one who can give it back. Take back that freedom. Take back that courage. Go into the unknown, not stupidly, not knowing what it could hold, but knowing exactly what it could hold. That's courage, knowing exactly what the future could hold and walking toward there anyway. Do you want to be safe, or do you want to be free? And on this Shabbat, show yourself tonight that you are free. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos.
Page 339. Kol haolam kulo gesher tsar meod, gesher tsar meod, gesher tsar meod. Kol haolam kulo gesher tsar meod, gesher tsar meod.
We rise for Aleinu on page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula le'oser b'reshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot adama, shelo sam chalkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינות זו בגובהי מרומים
We can be seated. Every time we come together as a community, we take time to remember those who are no longer with us. This weekend marks 6 months since the start of the Israel-Hamas war this Sunday, April 7th. And so I want to make sure that tonight we remember all of those who have died in Israel and Gaza since October 7th. As well as those who died, the Central World Kitchen workers who died earlier this week, trying to provide food to Palestinians. We also have many in our congregation to remember, and I'd like to read the names of those whose yard sites are tonight. Rose Sanders Ackerman, Albert L. Adler, Stephanie Adler, Susan Joan Alper, Ralph Alterowitz, Frida Aronson, Benoit Baer Jr., Rosa B. Baer, Lillian A. Barron, Bert Becker, Jenny Berkowitz, Jerome Berliner, Alexander Bischoff, Bertha V. Block, Cora C. Brame, Ethel F. Brown, Louise Stern Brown, Ann Cohen, Martha Janet Kodal, Harriet R. Cohen, Robert Allen Cohen, Minerva S. Cohen, Elias Cohn, Nathan J. Kossel, Rita Davis, Tilly Eisenman, Richard England, Nadine Evans, David Fabricant, Irvin Faneroff, Morris Fetters, Adolf Fischel, Edith Fleischer, Rose Fox, Joseph L. Friedkin, Herman Freiberger, Sylvia W. Friend, Nellie Goldspinner, Bernard H. Goldstein, Robert Greenbaum, Toby Herman, Erica Stolarow Hicks, Henrietta Hoffenmeyer, Henry Issenbert, Benjamin Jacobs, Ethel Berkman Jaffe, Michael Jersky, Sarah Kasdan, Saul L. Kasdan, Marjorie Hertzberg Kaufman, George Kent, Eunice Cullen, Lillian Lesselbaum, Elizabeth Levy, Markham Levy, Evelyn N. Levy, Stanley A. Levy, Irving I. Libin, Wallace Lux Jr., Jack Stephen McGeeds, Israel Molaski, Elise Feit Marks, Gertrude H. Mazzo, Miriam Pretzfelder Morris, Emmanuel M. Motzman, Ella Berenz Nathan, Betty B. Nelson, Max Podietz, Michael Poster, Oscar A. Potash, Ruben Propas, Rosalie Shevitz Rackison, Joseph Rice, Richard Robbins, Manly Rockman, Joan Rosenbach, Leroy Aaron Rosenthal, Bernard E. Rothman, Fanny K. Sanger, Jack Schur, Frederick C. Schiffman, Sam Schwartz, Louis Sherman, Scott Siegel, Arlen Silverman, Joseph Silverman, Rose Singer, Julia H. Sonneborn, Mary O. Soroka, Dorothy Stein, Mary Sue Stein, Howard E. Tickton, Ruth L. Weisbach, James William West, Anna S. Weiner, Elizabeth A. Zucker, Michael D. Schumann, and Jay Cooper. We remember those who were recently laid to rest: Jane Mitchell, Doris Black, Stephen Lipper, and Stephen Cohen. If I mispronounced any of these names inadvertently, or if you have a name to add to the list, please feel free to do so as I look around the room. Thank you.
Sandra Alexander.
Thank you. We rise for the mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divrach ritei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon u'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'gala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mivarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei dekudesha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amin ran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shma merava min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Amen. And we can be seated. And I would like to call up Chris McCannell.
A member of the board of directors.
Member of the board of directors. I'm trying to say it officially. Oh, and the microphone is here. It might be out of batteries, but give it a go. If not, I'll give you this.
Great. Good evening, everyone. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I am Chris McCannell, member of the board of Washington Hebrew. We have some wonderful opportunities to engage with Washington Hebrew and the community in these next few weeks. Join the Jewish community from across the DMV on this Sunday, April 7th, on the National Mall for a march to demand the release of the hostages still being held by Hamas in Gaza. We will meet at the Washington Monument at 2:30 in the afternoon and walk to the Lincoln Memorial for a rally at 3:30. Mitzvah Day is also this Sunday at Temple, Julia Bindeman Center, and out in the community. There will be projects perfect for all ages available. Women's Seder is co-sponsored by Washington Hebrew and Temple Beth Ami, is Sunday, April 14th at 5 p.m. at Julia Bindeman. And then Washington Hebrew's Community Passover and 2239 Community Seder is going to be on Monday, April 22nd at 6 p.m. at Temple. Finally, the annual Sustaining Members event will be held May 2nd at the home of Mark and Nancy Duber at 6 p.m. We encourage you to join us as Sustaining Members. Please take a copy of this week with you and use the QR code for more information or visit our website. Every Shabbat, we increase our joy by reciting Kiddush. This is a moment when we remember the miracle of the Exodus and celebrate our freedom. At Washington Hebrew Congregation, we also use this moment in our service to remember Kami Lauren Nathanson and the power each person has to make an impact on our community and to change the world for the better. As we celebrate the milestone of our B'nai Mitzvah, I want to invite up Micah Cooper. I'm honored to be here tonight from the Cooper family to be part of his bar mitzvah and his celebration. Micah, please join us.
Here.
Max Schumann.
Right over here.
Actually, he's sitting right over there. Back there.
Great, Max.
Come on up, the price is right.
Sophia Mann. Yep.
Yeah, come on forward.
Sophia Mann. Great. And Eitan Bar-Ziv. Great. We invite them to the Bima.
Come on forward, man.
Along with other children who are present tonight.
This is now
as well.
yours.
So if others want to come up
Mazel
too,
tov.
you guys want to come up?
Sophia, come on forward.
You guys are welcome to come up.
Your Kiddush cup is to keep. All right. So after the prayer,
I've got juice for you here.
Yeah, but after the prayer.
Don't drink it yet.
Really?
Yeah, it's juice.
So get some more. Great. Great. Really.
Here they come.
We have a few more. Great. Rafi, the proud younger brother.
Here we go.
May the vision of these young people give us strength, pride, and hope in a brighter future.
You're Eitan, you're first.
Ah,
Beautiful. Thank you, Chris. Good job.
You have your page?
you're welcome.
Mazel tov.
You're second, I think.
Oh, Max, here. I'll hold the
whole thing?
Max is
Yes, the whole thing. You got it.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Vahi Erev, Vahi Voker, Yom Hashishi. And there was evening and there was morning, the sixth day.
Nice job.
The heaven and the earth were finished in all their way. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Fantastic. Baruch Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who, finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot. In love and favor, you made the Holy Shabbat our heritage as a reminder of the work of creation. As first among our sacred days, it recalls the Exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your Holy Shabbat as inheritance. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. We join together in chanting the Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shavat kodsho, be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom tefilah le'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'yetziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'charta, ve'otanu kidasha, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava u'ratzon hinechaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat l'chaim.
Drink up.
Okay, you can drink now. It's
guys.
like the marshmallow experiment. You're like,
How long can you hold this grape juice? Yeah. Perfect. Beautiful. You guys can take
Everybody
this.
and we're
over
going to
here
gather together. And we have
right.
one big
Oh,
tallis.
we got a
They
big
just
tallis
leave
tonight.
underneath.
Yes, I
Fantastic.
brought my tallis.
Smart, Cantor. Very
Yeah.
smart.
Oh, wait, we got to do this first. So while you're getting
right.
the tallis ready, here you guys go. Hold this. Ready? All right, everybody gather around.
Close, 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 close.
Okay, ready? Go for it. Start. Somebody start.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem haaretz
Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to pass the challah that way.
Terrific.
And then we're going to cover.
All right.
Although
Whoosh.
you're nice and tall, but that's okay. I think I can reach over you. All right, everybody get under. Rabbi, go that way, though.
Me?
No,
Yes?
that rabbi.
Oh.
Go that way.
I'm working on it.
Or you want me to go that way?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
That's leadership right there.
You're
That's
helping?
leadership.
We need some of these boys actually
No, wait, you
holding
have to
the
be under.
towel.
You
So
can't
you're
help.
good. You're good.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay, there you go.
Here
All
we
right,
go.
ready?
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's light shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God have God's face always upon you and shine upon you and bring peace to you and all those you love. And we say together.
Amen.
Amen.
When these guys come and take their seat, if you're sitting next to them, give them a big hug and say Shabbat Shalom.
Yes. I mean, at least if they're yours.
Yes.
Only if they're yours,
important, important clarification.
I mean, you know.
Good.
So we're going to close with Oseh Shalom. I don't have a page number written down.
I don't think you need it.
We
I
don't
think
need
you'll
it.
be fine.
And if you're here for 2239 Metro Minion, we'll be having dinner together in some place in our temple. And I still don't know the names of any of the rooms.
I think probably at Hall.
And we have a newcomers table. So if you're new and you are looking for new friends to sit with,
Is there someone that can follow to get to the dinner?
so can you
Ricky.
raise your hand if they can follow you to dinner? Thank
The whole
you.
first row. You can
And
just
raise
follow
your
the whole
hand
first row.
if you're going to be sitting at the newcomers table too, so they know who to
And
find.
the rest of us will be at the Night
Amazing.
Shabbat in the lobby together. Here we go. Oh, say